Hello YouTube, my name is Aaron and you can follow me on Instagram at Educated Cowboy. Again, that's Educated Cowboy. So the purpose of this video is to talk about my travels to Lima, Peru. Lima, Peru was an amazing experience. It was different per se. So at this point, I've been to Bogota, Colombia. I've been to Quito, Ecuador. I've been to Santiago, Chile, and Lima, Peru. Lima, Peru was a very nice place. One of the areas I would suggest to stay in Lima, Peru is called Miraflores. Miraflores. It's a beautiful place. It's more of the of an upscale area, very safe, especially for tourists. Overall, I really enjoyed Lima, Peru. I primarily stayed in the city, and on the southern edge of the city, I went to a place where I rode horses. It was a very nice place, actually. I had a restaurant on the inside. I'll get to that later on in the video. But overall, I would suggest one place to visit and to have an amazing time and to experience South American culture would be Lima, Peru. So I spent about 6 days in Lima, Peru. I got there, if I recall, it was nighttime. Yeah, it was actually nighttime I got there. I went to the hotel, and I have to admit, I actually, as soon as I got there, put my bags up, took a quick shower, and I went out. The actual square area where the bars and clubs were at was only about literally a 5-minute walk from where I stayed at. Amazing place where I stayed at for my hotel stay. Actually only cost me about $42 per night. Very safe place. Security on the facility, front door security. Very nice place. So the nightlife in Lima, Peru is pretty cool, I have to admit. It's maybe not as, I would say, in maybe like a Bogota, Colombia. Bogota, Colombia was actually pretty nice, but it's not far off from a Bogota, Colombia. And also the people are friendly, you know. And when I was in Lima, Peru, I didn't really see any fights. I didn't see any altercations. When I was in Ecuador, I saw a fight, but I mean, it is what it is. Things happen. But Lima, Peru is a very beautiful place. The water is cold on the beach, so if you're looking to, you know, obviously get in the water because of the location, the water is typically certain times of the year is pretty cool, but it's not cold enough where you know you can't get in. The water isn't clear like Caribbean, like Miami, but it's still a very beautiful place to explore. Lima, Peru. There's indigenous people there that I particularly really enjoyed being around. They are very welcoming, very nice people. Overall, I would say that Lima, Peru is a very cool place. It's a very friendly place, in my personal opinion. I really didn't have any problems there. Maybe it was the area I stayed in. There were other sides of town, there were other sides of town that were, you know, obviously not as well off financially, but overall I didn't have any problem. Met an Uber driver, paid him to take me around for several days. He knew the land, knew the area, so therefore he was able to navigate me to different places. So the weather in Peru is what you would call, in a sense, of like microclimate. So for example, Lima, Peru was more at sea level, and then you hit the northwestern edge of town going into the mountains. Lima, Peru was very cool. It was a hazy day, very cool. You know, you had to wear a jacket. As soon as we started going into the mountains, literally, probably about 10 minutes after hitting the edge, you know, going into the mountains, inclining, it became hot. So I had to take off my jacket, and I was like, man, I've never experienced something like this, but I mean, it is what it is. The microclimates that they have there, high elevation once you start, you know, getting into the mountain areas. But overall, I would suggest and say that Lima, Peru is a must be place to visit. It's one place that I want to go back, and I'm going to go back here in 2019. I want to go to Cusco, and then also go to Machu Picchu. I want to see that. It's an amazing place that I have to see. In closing, I hope I was informative enough. I'll kind of recap and go over everything. Nightlife, again, Lima Peru has a section in Miraflores. There's a actual section, and in that section there's probably, man, it had to be about 14 bars and clubs all next to each other, and every one of them was packed with people. There were tourists there. I actually met some guys from where I'm from, out of Houston area. I saw them on the flight. I had no idea, you know, I didn't know if they were catching connecting flights. I didn't know what, because sometimes that happens. But I actually ran into them one of the days I was out at a restaurant, and I saw them. I said, "Oh man, I saw you on the flight," and they said, "Oh yeah, we saw you too," and this and that. So we actually hung out after that. Went to several bars, and also we still stay in touch now. Besides the nightlife, which was pretty cool, the food, it's amazing. Peruvian food is some of the most amazing food I've ever had in my life. The people were very friendly. The indigenous people, again, I love being around the indigenous people. They're just some of the most welcoming, friendliest people. I enjoyed them. I personally didn't have a bad experience with them. They have horses down there, which I rode horses, Paso Fino horses. Oh my God, just some of the most beautiful and amazing horses to ride. So I really enjoyed that. So aside from the food and the nightlife, I would say that the flight, I went on United. I'm not sure. I believe I checked recently, and they've changed their flight patterns. But overall, I really enjoyed. I would have to say that I really enjoyed Peru. So therefore, then you have the beach there. You can go to the beach if you want to. The water's pretty cool depending on the time of the year. Then you have just exploring. If you want to, you can go catch the flight to Machu Picchu. Catch the flight to Cusco and take the train or a cab or however you want to take that journey to I believe it's the seventh wonder of the world, Machu Picchu. But overall, I would recommend and say that Lima, Peru is a must place, a place that you must visit. But yes, overall, if you get a chance to go to South America, one stop that you have to take, in my personal opinion, is Lima, Peru. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. And as they would say in Colombia and different parts of South America, ciao. And you can follow me on Instagram again at Educated Cowboy.